You may think Christmas brings joy, peace and goodwill to all, but the truth is much colder. For retailers and advertisers, it's a season of greed, manipulation, and stress. Profits must be made by any means, persuasion through pressure and fear. In 2023, holiday retail sales in the United States are forecast to reach about $957.3 billion US. Peace is just packaging to sell more junk that nobody needs. In this video, we'll look at how consumerism has hijacked the holiday season and how you can be a media-literate consumer and not fall for the crass commercialization of the holidays. Let's begin. Chapter 1. 'Twas the night before profits. If you've ever walked into a store in late October or early November, you may have noticed something strange. The Halloween decorations are gone, the candy is on clearance, and the shelves are stocked with Christmas merchandise. You may have also heard some familiar tunes playing on the speakers, such as Jingle Bells, White Christmas, or All I Want for Christmas Is You. What's going on here? This is what's known as the Christmas creep, the phenomenon of retailers and advertisers starting the holiday season earlier and earlier each year. According to a survey by the National Retail Federation, 43% of Americans plan to start their holiday shopping before November, and 27% of them say they are influenced by early holiday promotions. Retailers and advertisers know this, and they use various strategies to lure consumers into spending more and more. One of these strategies is to create a sense of urgency and scarcity. For example, you may have seen ads or signs that say, "Limited time offer," "While supplies last," or "Don't miss out." These phrases are designed to make you feel like you have to act fast or you'll miss a great deal or a popular item. Another strategy is to create a sense of exclusivity and prestige. For example, you may have seen ads or signs that say, "Only at," "Store name," "Members only," or "VIP access." These phrases are designed to make you feel like you're part of a special group or you'll get a superior product or service. Another strategy is to create a sense of social pressure and conformity. For example, you may have seen ads or signs that say, "Everyone's talking about it, the perfect gift," or "the must-have item." These phrases are designed to make you feel like you need to buy something to fit in, impress others, or avoid disappointment. Another strategy is to create a sense of nostalgia and tradition. For example, you may have seen ads or signs that feature images of families, friends, or celebrities celebrating the holidays, or that use phrases like "the most wonderful time of the year," "make it a December to remember," or "it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas." These phrases are designed to make you feel like you need to buy something to recapture the magic joy or warmth of the holidays. All of these strategies are aimed at one thing: to make you spend more money than you planned, needed, or wanted. According to a survey by Gallup, the average American planned to spend $852 on Christmas gifts in 2022, but ended up spending $942, a 10.5% increase. And that's not counting the money spent on other holiday-related expenses such as decorations, food, travel, entertainment, and donations. In total, Americans spent a record-breaking $1.1 trillion on the holidays in 2022, a 5.8% increase from 2021. But is all this spending worth it? Does it make us happier, or does it make us more stressed, indebted, and dissatisfied? And what are the environmental and social impacts of our consumption habits? Let's find out in the next chapter. Chapter 2. Following the Red-Nosed Rainmaker. When you think of Christmas, what images come to your mind? Chances are you think of a jolly old man in a red suit with a white beard, a sleigh pulled by flying reindeer, a tree decorated with lights and ornaments, and a pile of rapid presents underneath. These are some of the most iconic symbols of Christmas, and they are also some of the most powerful tools of marketing. Santa Claus, as we know him today, is largely a product of advertising. The modern image of Santa was popularized by Coca-Cola in the 1930s, when the company hired illustrator Haddon Sundblom to create a series of ads featuring Santa drinking Coke. The ads were so successful that they influenced the public perception of Santa for generations to come. Coca-Cola was not the first company to use Santa to sell products, however. Santa has been used to promote everything from cigarettes to cars to guns since the late 19th century. Why is Santa such an effective marketing tool? Because he appeals to our emotions, especially our desire for happiness, generosity, and magic. Santa represents the ideal of giving and receiving, of making wishes come true, and of spreading joy and goodwill. He also represents the ideal of childhood innocence, wonder, and excitement. He makes us feel like kids again, or like we can make our kids happy. He makes us feel like anything is possible if we just believe. But there's a dark side to Santa's influence. By associating him with material goods, marketing creates a link between consumption and happiness, between buying and giving, and between spending and celebrating. Marketing makes us feel like we need to buy more, give more, and have more to be happy, generous, and festive. Marketing makes us feel like we need to keep up with Santa's standards, or else we'll disappoint him, ourselves, and others. Marketing also uses other symbols and stories of Christmas as the snowman, the gingerbread man, the nutcracker, the candy cane, the mistletoe, and the elf. The symbols and stories are used to evoke feelings of fun, humor, adventure, romance, and mischief, and to connect them with products and services. For example, you may have seen ads or signs that say, "Do you want to build a snowman? Have a sweet holiday," or "The elf made me do it." These phrases are designed to make you feel like you need to buy something to enjoy, indulge, or spice up your holidays. All of these symbols and stories of Christmas are used to manipulate our emotions, to make us feel something, and to make us act on that feeling. They are used to create a narrative, a fantasy, a dream that we can buy into, literally and figuratively. They are used to make us forget the reality, the consequences, and the costs of our consumption. They are used to make us follow the red-nosed rainmaker, the leader of the pack, the one who knows the way to the land of consumerism. But where does that land lead us? Let's find out in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Santa's Workshop or China's Sweatshop? Have you ever wondered where all the gifts you buy or receive come from? Who makes them, how they make them, and how much they make them for? You may be surprised to learn that most of the gifts you buy or receive are made in developing countries such as China, Bangladesh, Vietnam, and Indonesia. These countries are the world's factories producing everything from toys to clothes to electronics to jewelry. They are also the world's sweatshops, exploiting workers, violating human rights, and damaging the environment. According to a report by the International Labor Organization, there are 152 million children aged 5 to 17 who are engaged in child labor, and 73 million of them are in hazardous work. Many of these children work in the manufacturing sector, making products for export to developed countries. They work long hours, often in unsafe and unhealthy conditions, for low wages and without access to education, healthcare, or protection, and are trapped in a cycle of poverty and debt. They work to satisfy the demand of consumers in developed countries who are unaware or indifferent to their plight. According to a report by the Clean Clothes Campaign, there are 40 million garment workers in the world, and 85% of them are women. Many of these workers work in the fashion industry, making clothes for global brands and retailers. They work under pressure, often in abusive and violent situations, for meager wages and without respect for their rights or dignity. They work to fuel the fast fashion industry, which is one of the most polluting and wasteful industries in the world. These are some of the environmental and social impacts of our consumption habits, especially during the holiday season, when we buy more gifts than we need, want, or use. These are some of the hidden costs of our gifts that we don't see, don't pay, or don't care about. These are some of the contradictions between our values and our actions, between what we say and what we do, between what we celebrate and what we support. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are alternatives to consumerism, materialism to wastefulness. There are ways to celebrate the holidays without compromising our principles, our planet, or our people. There are ways to express our love, gratitude, and generosity without buying into the marketing hype, the social pressure, or the false promises. There are ways to reclaim the true spirit of giving. Chapter 4. The True Spirit of Giving. What is the true spirit of giving? Is it buying the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, or the most expensive jewelry for your loved ones? Is it spending hours in crowded malls, fighting for parking spots and maxing out your credit cards? Is it wrapping up your gifts in shiny paper ribbons and bows and then throwing them away after a few minutes of excitement? Or is it something else? Something more meaningful, more lasting, more fulfilling, something that doesn't cost a fortune, doesn't harm the planet, doesn't exploit the workers, and doesn't feed the consumerism machine. We think you know the answer. The true spirit of giving is not about material things, but about immaterial things. These are the gifts that matter. These are the gifts that create bonds, memories, and happiness. So how can you give these gifts to your loved ones and the world? There are some alternatives to focus on meaningful experiences, acts of service, spending quality time together, and donations to charitable causes, rather than expensive, wasteful purchases. Instead of buying a gift, make a gift. Use your creativity skills and talents to create something unique and personal for your loved ones. Give an experience. Instead of giving something that will end up in a closet, a drawer, or a landfill, give something that will create a lasting impression and a cherished memory. Give your donation. Instead of giving something that will be unwanted, give something that will be needed. These are some of the ways you can give in the true spirit of giving. These are some of the ways you can celebrate the holidays without compromising your principles, your planet, or your people. These are some of the ways you can express your love, gratitude, and generosity without buying into the marketing hype, the social pressure, or the false promises. These are some of the ways you can reclaim the true meaning of Christmas. Chapter 5. Don't be a Christmas Cole. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about how consumerism has hijacked the holiday season and how you can avoid falling into its trap. We hope you feel inspired to make some changes in your holiday habits and to embrace the true spirit of giving. We hope you feel empowered to be a media-literate consumer and not fall for the crass commercialization of the holidays. But we also hope you don't feel guilty, ashamed, or judged for your past or present choices. We're not here to tell you what to do or what not to do. We're not here to make you feel bad or wrong for wanting or buying things. We're not here to make you feel superior or inferior for giving or receiving things. We're not here to make you feel like a saint or a sinner for celebrating or not celebrating the holidays. We're here to share some information, some insights, some perspectives, and some alternatives. We're here to show you the spectrum of possibilities that exist in the world and to invite you to choose where you want to be on that spectrum.